Hello, everyone. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you. As you grow at the Golden Boot, so do our needs, but we cannot do it without you. We ask that you continue to like our posts, share our content, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. You may also visit thegoldenboot.com for the latest merch. If you would like to make a financial donation, you can do so through Cash App at @GoldenBoot or through PayPal at paypal.me/GoldenBoot. We look forward to bringing you more laughs, knowledge, and entertainment. And again, thank you for your endless support. Sincerely and respectfully, the Golden Boot team.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole. Welcome back to another edition of the Golden Boot. It's your boy. Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's just Daniel. But welcome back to another edition of the Golden Boot. Daniel threw me off.
Well, you fix your headphones.
That's
then,
your headphones. That's you. Everybody else hear me. The word hear me. We live. It's on you. Welcome back. But it's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. We got Chris Honeybun in the building, and Daniel D. Williams is I don't know. He trapped in his own head or something. I don't know what's going on. But got my girl. Hey, she wasn't gonna be the first comment, but I see she up here. Say, what's good, fam? I haven't been here in a while because I forgot my password, but hey, I'm here today. That's all that matters. Hey, Aaliyah, we missed you. I asked about you a couple episodes ago. I just want
how you doing, Miss Marshall?
Nobody else did. Your favorite uncle did though. But nah, what's good though, Aaliyah? Xavier came in and said, how about them Tigers?
Yes, sir.
He also said user error. Yeah, it's definitely that. Hey, Miss Shannon. Glad you're with us again. Devin in here, say OG Bobby Johnson.
What's up, Devin?
He said Cricket Chris
Man.
Wireless.
Come on, man. I ain't got no. Hey,
Yo.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Only person I can hear is Chris.
Well, you need to leave and come back then.
Chris. Okay, he only hear Chris. Chris, tell him said he got a big head and something wrong with his phone. I mean his headphones. Everybody else.
Cooper said your head is outrageously big, and you need to go out and come back in.
All right, we're gonna try. We have technical difficulty. Look, man, listen. We be having too much fun. I ain't even set up. I know we got topics and stuff, but we can start here. It's a lot of folks, or a lot of people apologies. I ain't talking about you, just you, Chris. I ain't talking about just you. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of LSU fans.
I was about to say,
there's a lot of LSU fans was talking a lot of hosh posh about this offense and what they can and can't do, and that Jaden can't throw, and all this other stuff.
Do you blame him?
Yeah, I do. Because yes, I do. I do blame them, Chris, because the same things we have been telling them.
Called being objective.
Okay, thanks for heading in here. Loud, Chris, what you say? I be saying loud and wrong. We've been telling y'all, listen, it's not just Jaden. If everybody execute, it looks completely different. The offense looks completely different. The O-line was clicking. The wide receivers was catching. Running back, well, Josh, I ain't gonna say I'm not. When I say this, I'm not taking a shot at John Emery, but Josh Williams was running like a man on fire. So hey, that defense left a lot to be desired. They didn't look like the defense that we're normally seeing, but I think that's just the same thing I said about the Army game. Is this a one-off or is this a trend? I take that as a one-off. So. But we can start there. Wide receivers looking like preseason expectations.
But man, they gave us every reason.
You cut out on us, Chris.
Could I? Yeah, I'll say, man, wide receivers.
They gave us every reason to feel like that. They gave us every reason to feel like that we was. The reason we was talking so much about the offense, they gave us the reasons, bro. They wasn't clicking. They didn't do what they did last night all year.
That's true.
That's what we wanted. We got it. If we have to eat crow for it, I'm happy. I want it.
Well, let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this.
His last night outlier.
They were fifth in the SEC in passing going into last night. So, like I've been saying,
they were also last in the SEC for explosive plays.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. But how much?
Hold up. Now you say because we saw the stat. Danny Girl put it up in what's called. Who else was at the bottom of that list?
I wasn't paying attention to no other team.
I know you didn't. When Mississippi State at the bottom of that list.
That's great. They throw screen passes the entire game.
But so my thing is, how much of that is the explosive play part? How much of that is true enough? Jaden got to throw the ball downfield more, but whenever he does throw the ball downfield, how much of that is execution? How much of that is the receiver catching the ball? Like the contested catch you saw in the end zone last night that wasn't the play against Florida State. Or that was an interception last week against Tennessee.
Last time we seen that.
No, it wasn't. You had one last week versus Tennessee that got intercepted.
It was an interception.
He threw it to Malik. And
it was still he still gave them an opportunity to make that play. That's what I'm saying. There's been times that this has happened during the season. It just hasn't been executed on both sides. Last night you saw that.
Right, which is a good thing. I think all we wanted I can't speak for the entire fan base. All I wanted to see is them actually stretch the field and take chances. That's it.
I agree. Listen.
And I loved it. It was awesome.
To be fair, I also want to see them stretch the field.
Yeah.
I'm not unrealistic in saying, "Oh, Jaden was perfect," or "this," this has been happening. Listen, I ain't crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I can say, and objectively, I can say, I saw where he has missed some throws that have been open downfield for whatever reason. I've seen where he's made some throws that have been open downfield and they weren't caught for whatever reason. I've seen it there. It just, again, like we said, it hadn't been executed on both sides.
Yeah.
That's all we've been saying. Stop. The panic has been out of this world for no.
But I think it's rightful. I think because honestly,
you were 4. You were 5 and you were 4-2. And before
but it hasn't been pretty. Has it been pretty?
It doesn't matter what
it's a new
like.
it's a new team and a new staff.
It was enough to complain about the offense.
No, it wasn't.
It was a new. You're literally what and if you don't mind, what matter of fact, I'll try to pull it up too. If you get to it before me, where did we rank offensively as far as in the SEC as far as yards and
total yardage?
Yes.
Going into this game, we were 8th, right behind Florida.
That ain't as bad as.
Are y'all really saying that the offense looked okay all season?
No, what I'm saying is the offense ain't bad.
The offense hasn't been bad all season, is what I'm saying.
Man, y'all need to take off another few glasses. Y'all
no, Dave. So if you look at it's like this. When you look at the game.
When you look at the stats, that's what.
No. When you look at the game, you'll see. We'll be like, dang, the offense struggled tonight. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. But then when you look at the stats, you're like, dang, we quietly had 200 yards rushing. Jaden threw for 70%, and and 200 yards passing.
Hey, Pooh
And
Bear.
hold up. Let me finish. Say what?
Put our names on the screen so they can know who we are. Somebody requested that. I just seen it in the chat.
All right. So we've been saying, sitting there saying,
Yeah.
oh, this person, this, saying these stats and, saying, oh, it don't look good. What it is drives will be going. We'll have a good drive and get yards and stuff. And then we'll have a drive, a penalty, or something like that. So it hasn't looked consistent.
Consistent, pretty to me.
No, it's not the same thing.
It's not. It hadn't been. So last night,
same thing, bro.
Last night,
right.
We had one punt and one field goal. Every other drive was a touchdown. Every other drive was a touchdown, except for the last drive where we kneeled the ball.
Right.
Any other game,
we wanted to see.
I understand that, but that's not going to be every game. There have been drives we've had where something has happened, a penalty.
I understand that it's going to be every game, but it need to be majority instead of every game of going 8 for 20 and 150 yards.
Well,
8 for 20 happened 8 for 20 happened one game. You're not going to have a running back over 100 consistently in this offense because of the way we rotate backs, Chris. Like, you can't keep looking at certain benchmarks. You can't keep looking at certain benchmarks and say, oh, that's when we have a good offense. Like, there's times whenever this offense has been good and it didn't hit the benchmarks you want them to hit. We might not have had 250 yards passing and two guys go for 100 receiving and one go for 100. But Mississippi State, the offense wasn't bad.
All right, let me get up to some of these comments.
Why are you doing that? If I say too, Ant, like, we just wanted to see him throw it up, bro. Just throw it up. Let our guys try to go get it.
I understand that, and there's been times this season where that's happened and it didn't work out. But nobody brings up those times. They just bring up the times where he doesn't give those guys times.
Look, I don't want to start off negative because JD5 last night killed it. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, actually, let's just talk about the good. We talk about the negative all season. That's what it feels like. Can we get him man his props? Because last night, bro, he did something Joe Burrow didn't do. He scored 3 rushing touchdowns in a football game.
Well, actually, he did something Joe Burrow didn't do and have 3 passing and 3 rushing in regulation.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, he killed it. He killed it. Let's get him man his props. And I don't want to start off negative, man.
He did great, bro.
Son Billy got his own players publicly posting F this team.
Yeah, that's
wild.
You love to see it.
Xavier came in and said wide receiver actually caught passes. I could be wrong though.
Yeah.
Napier ain't SEC. Yeah, G5 Billy. Oh, I'm finna pull up the stats.
I mean, you gotta see what he got.
Hey, people in the chat, man. Y'all like and share, man.
Let's talk about this. I'm gonna start off here because I know I came in kind of hot. Let's talk about Josh Williams.
Yeah.
Josh Williams posted the first 100-yard game by just a
running back.
Mm-hmm. He also he ran like a man on fire.
Right. Look, I'll be the first person to say also that I've called that man a walk-on running back and corrected me last week, and that was disrespectful. I'll be the first one to say it. Kudos to that kid last night because, man, that 50-yarder, he broke. He looked unstoppable, man, and it was beautiful to see. I thought
Josh Williams was a former walk-on.
He was.
Former walk. He's not a walk-on anymore, bro.
Right. So to say the walk-on running back is not. He's a scholarship player. But anyway, that 50-yard running. That 50-yard running.
He earned to be a scholarship.
It was nice.
I just want to say that at some points in the 2020, at one point in the 2020 season, he was the best running back that we had available.
In the 2020 season?
Mm-hmm. Because you had Emory was hurt, TDP was hurt, you had Chris Curry, Trey Bradford, Josh Williams, and I can't remember who else. And I think he was still a walk-on at that time, and he was the best back in that backfield.
He's been the most consistent back you had this year.
Who?
He just didn't get play time.
Chris Curry?
Yep.
Oh, he was good. He just ran.
That's coming from a former player.
Chris Curry was good. If you remember that Oklahoma game, he came in and Joe Burrow vouched for him. He started to play. He was really good. He was always he and John Emery kind of had the same thing. They were always like one play away from or one shoestring away from breaking alone. You know, he runs hard and he jump over somebody and or run through somebody and somebody touch his toe and he trip and fall. And it was just like, well, that's a pretty nice looking 3-yard run. And
Chris Curry and John Emery just ain't been consistent in their career. That's the thing about Josh Williams is every week you know what you're gonna get in him. He the same dude week in and week out. Yeah.
Oh, this is what you was talking about. Shimona said it would be great if y'all had y'all names on the screen, but either way, what's up, peeps? Hey, I will say this: we did put our names up there when we first opened up, but we take them down because it makes it hard to kind of see when we're talking.
Hey, yo, does Emery have 1 year left?
I think he technically could.
I think technically he has 1 year left.
1 year left, but he's a senior. I don't think he's. Well, I don't know. Jermaine says, "What part of Mobile?" I'm not in Mobile anymore, but I was born and raised Navajo area. So let's see what else we got. Let's talk about these stats though. So Jaden was 23 or 32, 349, 3 touchdowns. Josh Williams, who we just talked about, 14 carries, 106 yards. Jaden had 14 carries for 44 yards and 3 touchdowns. Emery had 8 carries for 31 yards. Then here in the wide receivers, everybody has been clamoring for Kayshon Boutte to get targets, to have a game. I just want to say he's been getting targets. Let me do this.
He just had to catch some bad babies.
He just had to catch some bad babies, and he caught them. 6 catches, 115 yards, 40 yard was his longest. Mr. Consistent himself, JaMarr, 2 catches for 67 yards, a touchdown.
Florida killer.
He has scored in the last 3 years. He scored 5 touchdowns against Florida.
Look, let me say this real quick on Kayshon. It was good to see Kayshon catching the ball, but not only that, it was good to see him actually get yak. And that was good because, I mean, all season people have been saying he's kind of been a step slower than he was last year and whatnot. But to see him actually get some yak was pretty nice last night.
Yeah, and see that kind of what I was kind of talking about when you talking about lack of explosive plays. There's been times where you could have had a 23-yard pass play, but you don't get that 10 yards of yak after the play like you got last night in a lot of situations.
Right.
I think we need to get Brian Thomas the ball way more.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with you, Chris.
The problem is, how do you do it whenever you got so many guys to feed?
That was a catch. That
was a catch. But
you
got so many guys that you got to feed. You got to feed Kayshon, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. You still got Kyron. Like there's so many weapons out there. You can't just, you know what I mean? Like that's a.
Hey, 50 Cent fine. Boom. Hey, hey. Now I want to say you said Kyron Lacy. Them 2 catches he had.
Yeah.
He showed. Listen. Hey, Roger says I was in a wedding. I still have yet to watch the full game. Whoever wedding it was, they don't love you, Roger.
They sure don't, and they don't like football.
Yeah,
but nah, I would have not with it, man. I'm sorry,
but Roger, I missed the first Florida drive. I came in and they had just scored the touchdown, and yeah, so I got to go back and rewatch that too.
Hey, but kind of going back to what Chris was saying, as far as feeding Brian Thomas, Chris, the thing is, whenever he throws you the ball, you got to be able to make the most of it. You know what I'm saying? The touches you get.
Brian Thomas one of the best run out the catch guys.
Oh my God, Chris.
But my thing is, you can't every player.
Yeah, it's not so much, Chris. I you know what? We talked about it, and when you said that, you know what I'm saying, and I know I came back to you, I said he's not the best wide receiver or at least most consistent. And I always say JaMarr. But you're right. Pure athletics, I think he is probably one of the best we have. And The problem is how can you give him the ball more?
I mean,
y'all understand that? Like ESPN said, he's the most underrated guy we got. Nobody talks about him.
I don't know about most underrated.
Underrated. I think Chris Hilton is probably the most underrated, but he's out now. So
JaMarr Jenkins is the most underrated we got.
That's true.
Yeah,
too. I just said,
I put Dre up there, yeah. Because Dre been saving my life a couple times since he's been at LSU.
Yeah, because y'all know how Chris get to talking and stuff. And Drake make a catch, they win the game, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
All right. So let me scroll down here, and it's going.
Michael Baskerville, imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that conversation from last night.
Bro, Michael was all over the field.
I was like, bro, how you gonna talk about Michael Baskerville? He played one of the best games he ever played.
So I mean, honestly, well, the comment was, if Michael Baskerville is on the field and Harold Perkins isn't, I'm not gonna be an LSU fan anymore.
And we know that was hyperbole.
Yeah,
it was exaggeration.
It was exaggeration. But my thing is, Michael Baskerville isn't the issue. Like, that's not the guy who needs to be replaced out there on the field. He's been your most consistent linebacker all season.
I don't know who you say. I mean, Harold need to be on the field, but I don't see who you would just rip out because they playing bad.
Greg Penn is balling.
Yeah, but I get we want to see more Harold Perkins, and I just don't know how you take out Baskerville. To me, has been your most consistent linebacker all season. I don't know how you take him off for Harold Perkins. But
I got you.
Hey, my dad being petty. He told someone you from Pritchett. Oh my bad. He's so petty.
Yeah, set claiming.
West Pritchett, daddy. Y'all was West.
Yeah, he said tripping. That's it.
Y'all tripping.
I'm gonna look up Pritchett just because Pooh ain't respecting them people. I'm gonna look it up.
First of all, I would always love my people in Pritchett. They know. I spent most of my life in Pritchett because both my grandparents, my grandmothers, were in Pritchett. So
after the show, Pooh.
No, this is more like I don't know how to best. This is more like
across.
I guess it's. I mean, it's in Mobile County. It's right outside of Mobile, but it's a. It's
like Grambling and Ruston. That's only 3 miles apart.
Yeah, I guess you could say that then.
Man, my boy just texted me. He said them people in Pritchett are crazy. That's why Pooh didn't announce that.
Nah, that's what Desmond Little from. That's where he went to school. That's what a lot of
sundown town.
Oh, that's why the Desmond Little hype coming.
Nah, it ain't no sundown.
Why you don't do Jay Ward like that? He from Saraland.
Jay Ward
not from Georgia. You talking about Cordell
Flott from Saraland. Yeah,
Flott from Saraland. And I did I not represent Flott?
He did. Chris is wrong again. Like
I was loud and wrong.
I was the biggest Flott fan in the world, bro. Chill.
Anyway,
you probably was a little bit.
Hey, come on, man. Let's go, man.
Y'all talking about stuff that don't even matter.
First of all, 251 always matters. I just want to say that. But special teams. The Jack Best fumble. Second week in a row.
I wouldn't even say it started with Jack Best. It started the first play of the game. Started with the kickoff.
I missed it.
That's true. That's true. But I you can blame Polian for the coverage team, but it ain't Polian. It ain't Polian's fault. Jack Best can't catch.
Yes, that's not Polian's fault.
How that's Polian's fault?
Because why not put the other guy back there? He did it last week.
Because Coach Brian Kelly said all week and in the halftime interview that Jack Best was the best guy they had for that job.
See, and this goes back because I wasn't on last Sunday, but this goes back to whenever I said you don't have enough talented players that we used to get it. You just don't have it.
I disagree with that, but if
you have someone that's better than Best, put him on there.
I think that's more of a focus thing.
I think they're not really worried about they're not really worried about the return. They feel like Jack Bech was the best person at securing the catch, and he just didn't do his job. That's not on Brian Polian that he didn't catch the ball. Now the recovers units, that got to get better. But I don't.
Yeah.
If you have better players, bro, you'll be able to have somebody that's.
So I think this the thing. When we say better players, I want, and I know it's. I think the connotation behind that is that we, like you said, the whole talent thing, and I think the stigma of saying, we put Jack Bech back there. He's the best player for this. I think he's the best scholarship player. I think the best player to put back there is going to be Clayton. He may not. He gonna be sure.
But who got better hands than Bech on the team?
That's
okay.
That's
Chris.
my point. That's why it's not Brian Polian's fault.
But it's not the same thing.
Okay, so
about catching. Hold on, but you're talking about catching a football. Hold on, but catching a football and catching a punt and catching a kickoff, it's not the same thing.
I understand that, but Brian Kelly said that Jack Bech was the best person that they had for that spot.
That's why I'm saying there's a lack of talent.
Part of that, I disagree. Part of that, I think, is coach speak.
How?
Whenever you got guys back there who can't field a punt, and you don't have.
Let me ask you a question. How many punts has Clayton dropped?
None.
How many he's fielded and it's been pretty bad?
One.
Only one.
Okay, so yeah, he's
one.
He's also
but did he fumble it? He made a bad decision, but he made one. What was the other one? It
was one.
No. It was two, Daniel. You're right. My apologies. Because he called it inside the 10. He called it at the 5. You're right about it. I forgot about it. But the one that he made, the big mistake was he jumped on the ball and everybody's like, what are you doing? He almost turned the ball over. Mm-hmm. He told Brian Kelly after, and Brian Kelly said this, he thought the ball hit on the LSU players. That's why he jumped on it.
Right. And it looked like it possibly could
but
have.
you know why? But I tell you what, you know why he's not back there and stuck back there and the permanent player? Because he's a walk-on and fans complain and talk about that. Oh, why you got to walk on? You saying that now, but everything y'all just said. Bech is the best but Bech has dropped 2 He has dropped none.
Yes.
Malik Neighbors got better hands than him.
What you mean about a lack of talent back there, though?
Because Chris,
Bech, you saying Bech ain't talented?
Let me ask you a question. When is the last time LSU had a walk-on returning a punt?
See my point?
Returning a kickoff. When was the last time? Honestly, can you ever remember a time? No, you can't. So that tells you right there, it's a lack of talent.
I agree with you. We don't have the talent, but that we usually have. But
you got enough talent. You got enough talent on this team the way you shouldn't be dropping punts.
No, I agree.
It's not a talent thing, bro.
But yes, it is.
I get what you're saying, but you have enough talent on this team the way you shouldn't be dropping punts. Point blank, period.
No, I agree with that.
We might not have the normal LSU talent, but there is enough talent on this team to not drop punts.
My thing is,
our best punt returner in Nebraska, bro. He left.
Thanks.
You can get a walk on a fair catch.
You can get Cardell Thomas the fair catch.
But the problem is, again, because it's a walk on, people are complaining.
Exactly.
What's wrong with an O lineman catching fair catching the ball, man?
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. At some point, don't even put nobody back there. Let the ball just roll. Wherever it stops.
And what you saying? At our high school, my old head coach don't put. He tell them guys don't touch it. Leave it alone. Let it roll. Do whatever. Don't. If you can't feel it, don't touch the ball. Get out the way.
Bro, you do better.
We rather get possession inside the 10 and then give it to them inside the 10. So man, just let it roll with. Leave it alone.
And you give them an extra possession.
Our producer petty.
Hey. That man ain't on the squad no more, man.
That dude petty.
Put Pig Cage back there, LMAO. Remember, everyone loved Cage.
I remember that dude. I remember he had that game with Kansas State. Oh man, he the next time, man. I like to slap him. everybody.
Bro, off of one quarter.
I said, man, what's wrong with y'all?
Off of one quarter, bro.
As soon as they realized and they started going at him, all that shut down.
It's a wrap. It didn't even last a full quarter.
But I put it like this, and we can move on after this. My biggest thing, I understand that, you know what I'm saying, Daniel, I understand what you're saying, what you're trying to say. Well, you know what I'm saying, we usually have a bigger name back there fielding punts, who's sure-handed and stuff like that.
Y'all remember that year we had Trey White back there?
Remember we had Odell?
Yeah, remember we had Trey.
But we had Trey White back there just to catch. We didn't want Trey to return. He was good enough to return, but he was not back there to return. Trey White was back there to catch.
He returned one, Chris. What you talking about?
He returned two.
He did. He was good enough.
Maybe three.
Bush almost had one.
Yeah.
He did have one. He got called back. Trey White was back there to catch, bro. I'm telling you. That come out of players' mouth. They put Trey White back there because nobody else couldn't catch it. They wasn't expecting Trey White to come out there and return kicks like he did. That was the reason he was back there.
Jordan Jefferson also muffed the punt too.
Jordan?
I mean, Justin Jefferson, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens. Guys do it. But to do it consistently,
I never seen White
that's not a good thing. Sorry.
I think he did muff one, Chris, but he recovered it. Yeah. He didn't turn it over.
Man, Trey White used to run all the way up and catch it by like 6 people around. Y'all remember that, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember a lot of people used to do that.
Right.
Yeah. So
we never had
Chris, you got the check. The check came in. Putting us back there since some of these LSU want him to. Oh,
hey, I said that yesterday.
You did say that.
Since he the answer to everything, put him back there.
The check for what?
Producer, don't you ever disrespect us like that.
Man, it's too crazy.
He said they said Chris preaching like his last name Pugh. You better stop. You can
quit. Man, I don't think Rev Pugh like that, bro. Hey, Rev told Pooh, I'm gonna tell Pooh what Rev really meant after the show.
You can tell him now. I know what my heart is.
Hey, go ahead. It's good content.
I know. I said I know what my heart.
I'm not saying that on the show, bro.
I'm just playing.
Y'all funny, man.
Brambo, yeah, he did. Brambo, he said Odell muffed the punt that cost the LSU the UGA game in 2013.
Was that because of Odell, really?
Yeah, because LSU was getting the ball to get the ball to go up, and he fumbled or muffed the punt, and Georgia got it and scored and went up.
The thing is,
that game was a last who had the ball.
Yeah, how many times did Odell do that?
I don't know.
Enough for me to remember that one.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like one of them things where I might do it once. I ain't gonna do it again.
That's kind of like Malik Neighbors. If we don't lose Florida State game, I don't think people talking about Malik Neighbors fumbling those kickoffs.
No.
And that's like the Odell one. The only reason we remember is because we lost to Georgia.
We lost the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. All right. So
wait, but before we finish, I don't know if this new special team coach next year or no.
Nah.
I wouldn't not yet.
All right.
I think it's too early. I do think part of this is focus too.
Yeah. I mean, because we're an excellent recruiter.
I think the coverage unit is kind of what you've been talking about, Daniel. Like we don't have the 85 that we normally would have. You know what I mean? So some of the guys we put on the special team unit, some of them aren't guys who would normally be out there. But my issue with it is the guys who would normally be out there. When you got guys who were starting at one point on defense out there, it should be better. It shouldn't have to be Harold Perkins making 80% of the tackles on special teams.
Right. But I mean, I do agree with that. But at the same time, normally your best players though on special teams, they do make most of your plays.
Yeah. No, that's true. I'm just saying, like, I need to see other guys out making plays, but it seems like every time it's Harold Perkins making the play.
No, and I agree with Ms. Voss. Like special teams should not be, whenever you're LSU, you should not have concerns with special teams consistently week after week. It shouldn't be something that comes in every week to bite you in the butt. It just shouldn't be. Like I heard somebody say you can literally go to a high school stadium any Friday night and find someone who can kick it out of the dang end zone.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I think there's a lot of kids who can kick it out of the end zone in the state of Louisiana. I do.
It took us
I don't know about that.
I don't know how long, and they had to go to Auburn and get
Avery Atkins.
Get Avery Atkins to kick it out the back of the end zone.
As a kid at Alexander Senior High right now, they can kick it out the back of the end zone if they need it.
Okay.
But yeah, we can move on.
Yeah. So it came out last night after the end of the game. Brian Kelly is the only LSU coach to win at Auburn and Florida in the same year.
Yeah.
Part of that, because it seems like that's unreal. Part of that, Auburn and Florida, those games were usually one was a home, one is away. But because of the I think it was 2017 Hurricane Matthew fiasco between the ADs, they basically it got flipped to where Auburn and Florida basically are home together and away together. So
yeah, but there also was a stat that he's only the seventh. This is only the seventh time we beat both of them in the same year since 1930. So even if we didn't do it on the road, both times, we've never really beat both schools.
What is going on with these dudes tonight?
I don't know, but they finna give up half their check. But even though it didn't happen on the road all the time, no, just the fact that we beat both of those teams, because those are the two games every year where the crazy stuff happens. You can throw the records out the window. It don't matter. Those are the two games every year. So for him to win both of them,
McDonald's Wi-Fi.
You ain't lying. They might need to go to McDonald's and get the Wi-Fi because McDonald's might have a little better Wi-Fi than them at this point.
Yeah. I want to wait. Well, I want Dane to be in here for this one because I think this was
his question. Yeah, that was his question.
Yeah. They need to check for better internet service.
I ain't gonna say that name, but you funny for that name, boy.
That's Ryan.
I know who that is.
Ryan.
He did it on Twitter, and he had commented on my post, and I was like, I know Gilbo ain't following me. I had to double take on that.
Yeah, he got me last night on Blake show. All right, so I don't know what's going on with Chris. I know he had internet problems. I'm guessing
technical difficulties.
Yeah. So let me ask this question, Daniel. This was one of your questions. Mm-hmm. Is it too soon to say that Wood will make the right hire, or is Brian Kelly the guy? I mean, just Brian Kelly, the guy.
I'll say this: Woodward made the right decision. In my opinion.
What are you saying that because he beat Billy Napier head to head? Like what?
No, I think
he deserves it.
The reason why I say that is because of his success, his previous success. We know for a fact that he can come in, he can build a program, and he can take your program to that level. He hasn't got a championship yet, but he's seen the mountaintop, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the talent that we have,
Gilbo punching out.
Yeah, he is. And a lot of other people besides Gilbo is punching there. You know what I'm saying?
You should have seen Gilbo tweeting, trying to jump back on our side.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. See Tuck in here. What's good, Tuck? Hey, Tuck, you picked against us. I want everybody on the Go to Booth to know that the only person that picked LSU was Renard. Ben came back and was like, I don't know why I picked Florida.
Shit, I picked Florida too.
Well, Tuck, when Renard was like that LSU pick looking good, Tuck was like, hold on, it's still time. That boy praying on our downfall.
Over there.
Didn't work. But back to the question. I think Kelly the guy.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of sold on the Kelly hire from the first press conference. Honestly, just hearing the way he talked and the way you can kind of tell he has a plan and that he isn't just flying by the seat of his pants, so to speak. He knows what it takes to build, like you say, to build a program and what it takes to get the team to where we all want this team to be. And honestly, other than Nick Saban, there's no guy who has a track record he's got. So,
hey, shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Glenn.
Well, at first, I wanted Lincoln Riley. As Ed say, Lincoln Riley didn't want us. But I looked, like you said, at the first press conference. Like, yeah, man, I'm tired of getting these characters in here, dude.
Yeah.
I can be the character. Anybody can do that. I want somebody that come in here that's smart, that went to college and paid attention, can talk to you about anything.
Chris, the
team.
Yeah, but he said paid attention. You didn't hear that key word.
You ain't listening. Don't let your head overtake your ears, bro.
Don't let your head overtake your neck. All right.
It already has, but anyway. We wanted a guy that sounded smart, right? Like Pooh Bear or Ink. We wanted somebody. You need somebody.
I appreciate that.
You can throw my name in that dog. All right,
no,
he says the proper sound, but you be saying crazy ass stuff.
Hey, Chris, thank you, Chris. What I be saying, Chris? What I be saying?
Loud and wrong.
Thank you.
Hey, this is the best thing Chris ever said on the show, dog.
You know you my boy. I say stuff that's kind of wrong too. But when you say rubbing somebody down with body oil and all that, we don't want to talk
Bro,
about
I never said that. I never said
you
that.
didn't. You asked what kind of baby oil he rubs himself down.
I never said that, bro.
You did. You said, hey, Tank. When you go on the field, what kind of baby oil you use? You was like, do you use the Johnson & Johnson since the talcum thing came out? Or do you use the Equate? That's you lit. Okay. I got the tape. We got the tape.
That's what I mean when you say crazy stuff. You know, you smart.
You're very smart,
man. You talk on the phone about business. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Andrew pause more and said pause. Yeah, that was good. Hey, Tuck did say this. I give him credit for when he came on. He said this was probably the best hire of the off season. So here's my take on it. Billy Napier is hungry. He'll look to do anything to get a job and to keep a job. And he'll probably do good things at Florida.
Yeah, I think he will.
The problem is he'll do anything and everything to keep this job, which means he's gonna take some risk and everything else. And I think he's gonna put himself out of position, which I think he did against Tennessee a few times. He outthought himself. He did against LSU, because if you take points, you build momentum and stuff like that. Brian Kelly is going to be in a position, in my opinion, he's going to be in a position and understand he's seen things that I'm trying to think the best. There's not many things he hadn't seen. So he'll have the understanding to do and make the right decisions. He messed up against Tennessee, and the same thing I'm saying, Billy Napier,
didn't take the points.
Didn't take the points and stuff like that. And I think he'll learn from that and stuff like that. But I think Billy Napier is going to keep doing it. He's going to push the envelope. And we don't need that at LSU. I mean, I'm not saying take risks, but it's certain stuff you just go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I actually think Billy Napier going to, have Florida competing. I mean, every coach they had, they competed before, you know what I mean? But
I think he's going to be. I think he's
Brian Kelly going to get you to. Yeah. Brian Kelly will get you to that next level, like Daniel said, that mountaintop. Now he got the athletes to actually win those games.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't have the academic restrictions that he had at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and to go back kind of to piggyback what you said about Billy Napier, Pooh, I think Billy is a good coach. And I think for this Florida job, he kind of does have to take risks just because, Mullen didn't like to recruit. I think Billy is going to be able to come in and recruit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean,
and I don't think Billy
have 100 coaches on staff. What'd you say, Chris?
At the time, we didn't need a Billy Napier. We needed a guy that can build a program.
Yeah, we need BK. Yeah, we need.
I think Billy Napier knows how to build a program. I just don't know if he could have did the turnaround job LSU needed. I don't think he was the guy for this rebuild. But I think he can rebuild. I think he can rebuild a team. I think he's gonna do that in Florida.
He would have been a guy that you hired after Lex that we wasn't in so much trouble.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
You see Jason's comment about so do we still want Corey Raymond?
No.
Look,
I want a Corey Raymond after 2019 coming, brother.
Look,
I say this. Whenever your offense is in a rough patch, just play against a Corey Raymond secondary. Your pass game will go get back on track.
How much was that Corey Raymond or the guys we recruited?
I think it was the guys that we had on the team. I'm not going to sit up here and say Corey Raymond was a terrible coach. I will never say that. The man was a good coach. I think if you give him time, he's going to be able to get those South Florida boys in Florida, and they'll be able to compete. So I ain't going to just sit up here and act like Corey Raymond.
I mean, that's not a talent issue now at Florida.
No.
They got talent TB. They got Marshall, a 5-star DB. They got 4 and 5 stars all in that secondary. The same thing that it was at LSU.
Exactly.
And I got a buddy who's a Florida fan who was begging for them to stop running man coverage midway through the second half. You know, but as Corey Raymond secondary go run man to man. Like that's some of the stuff that you gotta when you have Corey Raymond, he gonna go man to man. We saw that against Mississippi State. I mean, Mississippi State was killing us on crosses, and we stayed man to man. Like that's Corey Raymond. That's what you get with Corey Raymond. Now I'm not saying it's all bad with Corey Raymond, but some of that type of stuff is what you're gonna get with Corey Raymond. He's stuck in his ways sometimes, and sometimes that's not always a good thing.
Hey, it's like BK winning.
Let me say this before you talk, Mr. Daniel. The Trey Whites, the Jalen Collins, them guys, that played under Corey made him look good with them man-to-mans. Because they actually could do it. You know what I mean? I ain't doing my neck no way. It just looked like that, bro. I'm just sitting here. But anyway, them guys made him look better than he was for the man-to-man because they could actually do it.
Hey, one Chris looking like one of them Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. Chris was looking like one of them things.
I wasn't even doing that.
Hey, I want after this. I want you to go back and rewatch it. This at the 47-minute mark. I want you to look. You was like you was telling, and I tell like you was.
I think it was more than the screen.
Oh, okay. Nah, bro. That was. Chris proved us wrong. He was rolling his neck. So, but
well, like I was saying, how much y'all think that was the guys they had though?
I think it was a little bit of both, bro. I think it was a little bit of both. Well, let me ask you this about Raymond: how much of it was when LSU stopped having such dominant defensive lines? That the secondary started looking a little bad.
Is that the Legion of Boom effect?
Man, we had a dominant. When was the last time we had a dominant defensive line?
That's a good question.
What was Sam Montgomery and all them?
Yeah, that probably was. That was like 10, 11 back when they had 11. They had Kiki Mingo and and all them guys on
13 was a bag. 13 was a bag, yeah.
Brockers and all them.
Danielle Hunter and them all was good though.
Danielle Hunter really didn't play here.
He didn't.
He didn't flash until he got to.
I'm saying when he did.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Danielle Hunter had like 2 career sacks.
Yeah,
some stupid like that.
Right.
Yeah. And then he got to the NFL, and people were like, he was at LSU. We didn't know about him. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then the only time I'm gonna tell you this: when Danielle Hunter, the most impactful thing he did at LSU was take that picture at practice with the veins popping out his arm.
What kind of baby oil he used?
Who was the guy? What Danielle Hunter now? What y'all laughing at?
Me.
Your
face.
What you saying?
Chris, you lagging?
Dude, nobody said that when you move your head all around talking. Every time you get finished, you're always nobody says nothing about that. Well, I'm gonna let you make it tonight.
Hey, all right. So Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, we kind of talked about this a little bit on Thursday. Stephen A. Smith had some words about Brian Kelly that well, just flat out, just what was it, Chris?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
What was it? What's my saying? Chris, Stephen A. Smith was just what?
Loud and wrong.
Okay. He was just that loud and wrong. He was he said the admin didn't like him, the players don't like him, this, that, and the other. I'm I wonder if it's.
I've been hearing. That's what he said.
Yeah, I've been hearing. I wonder if this gonna be a change of tune tomorrow. I wonder if the guys like Marcus Spears and
they probably don't even talk about it.
They might. I think Marcus might say something, but Stephen A ain't gonna bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think it's just, hey, let's kick a man while he down. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
I think everyone will be better when we stop going to Stephen A and Skip Bayless as the voice of reason in the sports world. I just leave it at that.
They gotta
come to the Golden Boot. Hey, if you don't want your commentators singing,
I know what you go.
rapping, come to the Golden Boot. All right.
See, I'll be at work the other day. Who's singing and rapping, bro?
He just talk. It's from the you too young. We'll have this.
He trying to be Suge Knight, but but my thing is like you gotta take Stephen A and Skip Bayless and you gotta take them for what they are, bro. They're just hot take type people, and they say stuff that isn't entirely true sometimes because it does stuff like this and get people talking about the situation. So,
all right, Glenn.
But like my thing is like that's the whole reason why that show exists is to get people reacting and get people talking about it. So the sooner that people stop giving them the attention that they want, the better it'll be.
Rail say leave his frat alone. But Rail, you don't want us to talk about nobody. You told us to leave Daniel alone. It's not gonna happen. No, we're gonna keep talking about him.
I like Rail. Thank you, Rail. You the man.
Yeah.
It's my guy.
All right, so I guess y'all ready to move on to around the SEC?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean around NCAA. Yeah. Lil Wayne said, "As long as at the top, sleeping away." No, he said sleeping at the top, nightmares at the bottom. Mm-hmm. I wonder if it was a rocky top because Tennessee went at they was at home and invited Bama in for a nice little talk, and it didn't go so well for Alabama. But I just want y'all to know Alabama almost won because they missed the field goal. Is that okay, Chris? That make you feel better, Chris? I say it like that. Yeah. They scored 49 other points, but gotcha. But no, seriously.
It's not so much about Alabama, it's Tennessee. That offense, bro, is different.
I do want to say, because I went back when I was trying to pull up what Chris was saying. Daniel, me and you both said Tennessee.
Yeah. I said if Bryce Young play, I think Alabama wins.
Right.
And Bryce Young still ball. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that
Bryce Young proved he was the best quarterback in the nation. I'm gonna just say
that. Henry Hooker would like to have a word with you.
He ain't better than Bryce, bro.
I like Bryce.
He was better yesterday.
He's doing it with lesser receivers. I ain't mean lesser like numbers. I mean talent-wise.
Whoa, wait, what?
What did Bryce Young have last year?
He had some guys, bro.
Okay.
He's still doing it. That shows you that, you know what I'm saying? He can still, you know what I mean?
Wait, you saying Bryce Young doesn't have talented receivers or Hendon Hooker doesn't have talented receivers?
He was saying Bryce Young doesn't right now, which I get.
Crazy.
I ain't gonna say
no. He right. Alabama does not have the caliber wide receivers, which is why I said what I said.
But every year you're not gonna have a Devontae Smith. They still got talented guys. I think it's just about
who their best receiver.
They don't have. I ain't
gonna lie to you. They got talented.
That's what we're trying to tell you, Daniel. They don't. They had Burton, Jermaine Burton, who came from.
Jermaine Burton is their best receiver,
and he was not.
They got Alvin Kamara. I know he played running back, but he like a remake.
He's not their wide receiver. He's a running back.
Right. I'm just saying the kid.
He is literally their offense for the most part. Him and Bryce Young.
That's what I was telling y'all Thursday. Jameer Gibbs like that, bro.
Yeah, he good. I mean, he is dominant.
Bro. He came from he came from Pitt.
He came from Georgia Tech.
Yeah, bro.
Listen,
good.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this now again, because I don't know if I explained. I know I explained. I want to say in Spaces or somewhere. Alabama secondary has always been suspect.
Always.
Except even when they had Surtain, When they had Humphreys, the best secondary they had is when they had Minka Fitzpatrick back up.
Marlon Humphrey and them boys.
Marlon was up,
Marlon Humphrey was suspect.
I think
he went. I ain't say he wasn't suspect, but he wasn't. I mean, they had, you know what I'm saying, first round picks and what Diggs.
You remember D Milner? You remember him, Chris?
Trash.
Yeah.
Now you can say
that
trash.
was like 09.
I'm just saying, like they've had guys back there who looked better because of the other people around them.
That's right, because they was a unit.
Yeah,
I don't even know what happened to D Milner.
He went to the league and was there for maybe long. Yeah, he didn't last long.
Watching us right now. Shout out to D.
But probably not, but yeah.
I watched him play in high school too. That dude was But to stay on track.
Can we say something about real quick about Tennessee's offense? I do believe that
Daniel, can I finish my statement because I might be going now?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna let you host. My bad.
All right. What I was trying to say, the whole point was Alabama secondary is suspect. Tennessee secondary is suspect. Both have strong front sevens. The difference is Alabama doesn't have the wide receivers to keep up. Tennessee does. Where Alabama makes up for it and where you saw it make up for it yesterday is in coaching and scheming. Yeah. But Tennessee's offense is made to score quick, fast, and catch you back up. You're never down in the game or never too far down in the game. So that's why
you said the same thing about Bama. They were down 28-10.
And that's what did you not hear me just say where they made up for it is coaching and scheming. It's not because they had the talent, because they had wide receiver, they are strongly lacking in talent.
Yeah.
It's it's literally Nick Saban.
Well, I ain't gonna say that much about they strongly lacking in talent. I think they lacking in experience.
That's fair. That's fair.
And they lacking in guys that Bryce Young trusts. You know what I mean? Like, because even Burton, he's their quote unquote #1 receiver, but all he had was an offseason with him. You know what I mean? He doesn't have years of reps with him like Tennessee got with some of their guys. So I think that the fact that Alabama kept it as close as they did it kind of goes to Chris' point that Bryce Young.
Hey, Rev finna get kicked off the show.
Nah, let him. Hey, we need to
hold up.
Versus
how they tied in next versus who? LS who? Rev finna get kicked out. But anyway, Chauncey Tuck. He did not go to Prattville. He went to Stanhope Elmore. And he was good in high school. He was the fastest player on the field at any point. I literally watched this dude drop a punt and run 90 yards with it. He was the punter. He went the punt. He dropped the punt. The rush came in, and he ran up the middle for 90 yards and housed that thing. So, yeah. But
who was playing against?
Prattville, ironically. Yeah. And Prattville was back when Prattville was like ranked in the nation. So, yeah.
Hey, Alabama ain't the only team that lost yesterday, though.
Oh, they not. A lot of teams stormed the field yesterday. Kansas lost. They also lost their starting. They lost their starting quarterback last. Chris, I'm glad.
What's so funny, Chris?
He want to admit that because he want to hold on to that for me. He want to hold on to that. But Chris, do you want to say your apology now? Because I could put the screenshots on the show. I ain't want to be that.
I'm sorry.
I ain't want to be that petty.
Chris, you gonna let him back you down like that, bro?
I mean, but this is the thing though, Chris.
Got me, dog.
Chris, whenever you say Kansas lost and you start laughing, are you putting the caveat on there that they didn't have their starting quarterback, or that don't matter?
A loss is a loss.
A loss is a loss, bro.
Okay, so when I just said
no, a loss is a loss. Keep that same energy.
No, I'm gonna take it back. I'm taking it back.
Keep that same energy.
But look,
stand on what you said, man.
I'm gonna say this. I told Pooper, I said Kansas can very well lose their next vote. Did I not say that, Pooh?
You did. And I also said, what did I say?
They can. I forgot what you said, bro.
Okay.
I know you said.
I forgot too.
I was about to say, what did you say? I don't remember.
I forgot to. It was something like I said, well, no, they got a chance in most of those games. And they had a chance. They had a chance Saturday.
They quarterback
playing the Big 12.
Yeah. I mean, when you lose your starting quarterback, I don't care who you are, you're probably not gonna have a good chance to win the next game.
Unless you got a guy.
Even though they didn't get blew out. You know.
Unless you got a guy like Nuss.
So like the Arkansas game last year, that's your boy.
That man was a true freshman, bro.
Hey, what's Kansas back up?
Okay.
Okay then. All right. So why y'all just saying stuff if y'all don't know what you're talking about?
I said if they had, we know Nuss. I said if they had Nuss. And
I said like last year, and you said he's a true freshman.
They had Nuss, bro.
They didn't.
All right. So yesterday, Alabama, Tennessee. You had TCU, Oklahoma State, and Andrew Moore said that was an overlooked great game. It was. We did bring that up as one of the games to watch for. That was a good one. You also had USC, Utah, in which Utah did what a lot of people said that Brian Kelly should have did was go for two.
Well, Lincoln Riley still old same old Lincoln Riley, dog.
That he is.
Great offense, terrible defense.
Well, it's whenever they play a physical team, bro, it's like they
soft as cotton.
Yeah, they don't never live up to it.
Hey, that's why he didn't want to come to the SEC.
You talking about Brent Venables who gave up 42 last Saturday?
Dang, Chris. God dang, dog. That was bad.
I said it's a D coordinator. They ain't say head coach. That's different.
Hey, let Venables get his players in there, man. He'll be all right. Oh, but no, he coming to the SEC. Never mind.
Yeah, they gonna get worse.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
No better.
I'm sorry, I pulled up the other games. Syracuse.
Syracuse beat NC State. Yeah.
NC State.
NC State quarterback gone for the season too. Devin Leary done for the season, so they're wrapped now.
They done. Yeah. So Syracuse plays Clemson next week too. I think that's gonna be a good game.
They got Clemson next.
Blowout.
Tuck. Your boys, I think everybody on y'all show picked Mississippi State over Kentucky, and Levis came back because I think your nephew said Levis ain't gonna matter, and I'm telling y'all, Levis.
I would tell you this: Levis wasn't the difference, in my opinion. It was that damn defense from Kentucky. They had Will Rogers shook.
It was wrong.
Kind of like the Tigers did.
Yeah,
I'm laughing at
Mr. Perk.
Mr. Perk.
Yeah, Perk.
What up, Perk? We can't put that comment up. I ain't keep Rev out for real. Rev ain't finna get me in.
I don't see Perk coming.
It's because it don't say Perk.
What his name is on here?
People got real names, Chris.
And shout out to Ryan Yates though. He officially shut down his commitment and locked in with the Tigers. So all that Yates to OU stuff we can did that now.
All right. Let me ask this. Okay. Well, not ask this, but say this. Both Bama and North Dakota State lost for the first time since what that stat said, and I know it was 2017. It was like November of 2017.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Who are the remaining unbeatens right now? Tennessee, Georgia, Ohio State, Syracuse, Clemson, Ole Miss, TCU, Michigan.
Yeah.
It's a lot of this. It's going to be some separation.
Tulane undefeated?
No, Tulane lost.
Okay.
They beat Kansas State and then lost to Southern Mississippi.
Yeah.
How they put Tulane ahead of us though, bro? With that loss to Southern Miss.
They lost one game.
And then it's when they lost.
Yeah, they lost early. They've been rolling. But that's the first time Tulane been ranked since 1998. So shout out to them boys, man.
Kudos to them, man.
Yeah, shout out to South Louisiana, boy. We recognize it.
Now I will say this, Chris. I'm wondering. Well, I know why. I was going to say I wonder why South Alabama ain't ranked, but I know why they hadn't beat if they had stuck to the game plan and beat UCLA,
yeah, they would be ranked.
They'll be ranked.
Hey, you talked about my boys. We gave y'all a hell of a game.
They did. They did. My mama went to that game. I talked to her today. She was telling me about it.
Yeah, we gave y'all a hell of a game. We gave
ULM in South Alabama. They were down 41-20, and ULM came back and lost by
7. Yeah, lost by 7. Yo, we lost by 7 to them and Coastal. So we ain't where we want to be. We ain't where we want to be, but we close.
Speaking of Coastal fell asleep on Old Dominion. Old Dominion has beaten.
Old
Dominion beat
another team.
They beat Virginia Tech week 1. That's that.
I used to go with Old Dominion in college football.
They beat Virginia Tech, Arkansas State, and now Coastal Carolina.
Yep, that's crazy, dog.
That's wild.
Somebody lost the
Hey, James Madison lost too, didn't they?
They did lose.
Yeah,
the Dukies,
Georgia Southern,
the Dukies. Ole Miss. That's our next opponent. Ole Miss escaped Auburn.
No. Y'all thought we made Robbie Ashford look good? They made that boy look great.
But I will say this. Y'all don't go comparing how Auburn and Ole Miss played, thinking that LSU, this is going to be a completely different game.
Oh, yeah, it's not translated properly by any means. No. I'm just saying, like, this ain't no guaranteed L. Like some people was like, Ole Miss got weak spots and they got weaknesses that we can exploit. Also, we just gotta stop the run. Dog. They gonna run.
They gonna run.
Well, I get what you're saying. Statistically speaking, it didn't. They didn't make Rob Ashford.
Oh no, it wasn't.
But I tell you what, Auburn's defense, statistically speaking, made Jackson Dart look very suspect.
Yeah,
because he 9-19 for 130 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick.
They ran them. They ran it every.
They made our quarterback look suspect too.
They did. Chris, you were absolutely right about that. That 8 for 20.
That is true.
That is true. 8 for 20, 9 for 19. That's consistency.
That Auburn defense better than people thinking, man. I guess.
You're right.
But Ole Miss is a lot better on defense too.
Ole Miss gave up 300 yards rushing though.
Ole Miss also got 448 yards rushing.
Yeah.
I'm looking. They literally had 3 guys over 100 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't give up that many yards, but we gave up them 2 big plays at the beginning. That's it.
No, we held them under 100. Oh, shout out! I was just gonna say, Rail say the game wasn't close. Because he was at the game. He did tell me. He said, Ole Miss tailgate, which I've always heard. He said it's like none other.
Yeah.
Turpin broke. Turpin. He almost broke one.
Shout out to Turpin. I FWM with Turpin, bro.
Yeah.
3-1 great, baby.
But Rails, so something I didn't know. Ole Miss tailgates, they have no grills. They don't have grills on the grove. Everything is catered. Yeah, I know.
They just like they're going to brunch. It's weird.
Yeah. But he said
that's not no tailgate then.
It's a catered tailgate.
That's not no tailgate, bro.
That's their tailgate. That's how they tailgate.
Man, that's y'all got it, but that's not a tailgate to me.
That's a catered party.
Yeah, that's a cocktail party. That ain't no damn tailgate.
He said, "Don't sleep on Ole Miss, the team."
Not hey, what? So is you an Ole Miss fan or something?
Nah, I'll explain that. He got invited. He ain't an Ole Miss fan. He might
be after last week because he up in here going hard.
He's a fan of free tickets and free food. So
basically, if you give Mr. free tickets and free food, he'll become a fan of that team.
So
he gonna be loyal. Listen, he gonna be. He said he gonna be. Listen, he gonna be loyal to and respectful. If you invite him somewhere, he ain't gonna come and rep no other. Now he an Auburn fan. I tell you what, he did not go in there talking about War Eagle or nothing at that thing. He was all Ole Miss while he was there.
I'm gonna rep hard.
So, but
shout out to
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, that boy Xavier said that's a picnic.
A picnic.
Glorified pet rally.
Hey, Jason said it's an office party.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Potluck.
Mr. Perk.
Mine.
He said we stop the run,
Don't
we win.
silo.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make them one dimensional. The problem is we have not looked good against the run the last 2 weeks.
Very true. Very true.
I honestly believe, and I know we're gonna talk about this more on Thursday, but I do think they show up this week.
They better. I mean, you honestly ain't got no choice if you want to win.
Have no choice. You got to nut up. I think they will.
Whoa.
Wait, what he said?
No,
I missed it. I'll go back and listen.
We're not gonna repeat it. Just keep going.
Hey, he said that's right. That's right. The free. I told y'all he lost.
I respect the honesty.
Hey, I ain't mad at him, dog. I ain't mad at him.
I respect the honesty.
All right. So I guess we can go back to Tennessee. Should we still have doubts in Tennessee?
Nope.
I'm gonna first go to at the bottom, Chris. I know, and I'm not to pick on you. I know you.
You gotta have doubts, man. Look at the defense.
Okay, so
you got to look at the defense.
As we pointed out last night, their defense compared to LSU's defense in 2019. As far as statistics and what you gave up, I'm not talking about talent and stuff. I honestly don't know how talented their defense is. I do know what the points and the points and the yardage they give up.
They got Flowers over. Ain't Flowers on their secondary?
Who? I don't know. I think so. I don't know for sure. But But
when you say they defense, Chris, all right. So the type of team that they're gonna see or have to beat to win the Natty is the type of team they play Saturday, right?
Yep, and they beat them.
No, they got to play Georgia. Georgia won the Natty last year.
Georgia.
Hold on. I said the type of team that they have to play to win the Natty is the team they play Saturday, right?
Wow.
Alabama is the type of okay. So they just beat
that bad though, bro.
Well, that's part of the reason why you shouldn't just be saying stuff. Right. But secondly, my thing is if they just beat a type of team that everybody considered a playoff contender, then how are you gonna say Tennessee not good enough to win the national championship?
Because the team I think gonna win it got the best defense in the SEC.
Which is
okay. He's saying Georgia. Okay, so but can Tennessee beat Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay. Can Tennessee
beat Georgia?
So how you gonna sit up there and say that they? All right, Chris, you got it.
Okay. All right. Can I go now?
You ain't understand what I'm saying. He asked me. They asked. What you asked, Pooh?
What's the doubt?
Should you still have doubts? I ain't say concerns. Should you still have doubts? There were doubt. I had concerns about LSU in 2019. I didn't doubt them though, because I felt like they could overcome that.
Hang on.
Yeah.
They proved to me last night they can go beat Georgia too now. So I ain't gonna say doubt. But if I had to pick a flaw, it's defense.
I mean, everybody got a flaw. Yeah, you know, you're not wrong there, but I'm just saying like
I'm be honest with you, Chris. In this day and age with spread offense, that's about 90% of people's flaw is defense.
Let me okay, so let
go ahead, Dane.
Tennessee is for real. This is why I feel like they're for real. Because you played against Will Anderson. What's the other the guy on the opposite side? I'm sorry, repeat that.
Dallas Turner.
And those guys, honestly, they wasn't really effective against that Tennessee offense. You get what I'm saying? I mean, they made plays. Don't get me wrong. They made plays. But I think that offense is kind of like LSU's with less talent in 2019. You know what I'm saying? They spread people out wide. And it's just one of them offense. I mean, how do you bottle it up?
They might have a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, so I don't know how you're gonna say
he's a great quarterback. They don't have a JaMarr Chase, they don't have a Justin Jefferson on their team.
Levin looked like JaMarr Chase.
Who? Maybe
11.
Oh, Hyatt, Jalen Hyatt. Yeah.
I don't think he's as talented as
Or Justin.
It's hard. It's hard. I'm sorry. It's hard to argue against anybody who score who get 207 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns.
That was the first time Bama gave up 52 points since 1950 or something.
I heard them say this on SEC, and I don't know if it was true. They said this is the first time they've given up since before Oklahoma was a state or something. I think they were just joking, but
but it was since Sewanee in like 1953 or something like that.
Yeah. And this is I'm saying it right now. Tennessee wins the SEC.
Carter, you know what? Carter been saying that. I at least think they come out the East. I think they can come out the East.
Well, actually, Carter picked Alabama to win.
I think Alabama wins the SEC.
Really?
Yeah, you ain't gonna beat them twice.
Yeah, I don't think anybody beat. I don't see anybody beating Alabama twice in one season.
No.
Let me ask you this: does Alabama? And I know this is gonna sound real homerish. Yeah. Does Alabama even have one loss to go into the SEC?
They played Ole Miss yet?
They have not played Ole Miss. Right, they have not played us.
They haven't played us yet. I ain't just giving it to Alabama.
Or I think they played Mississippi State this week. I mean, I'm not saying Mississippi State gonna beat them, but they'll at least challenge them a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not giving it to Bama yet like that.
I think Bama got one more loss.
I think so.
I'm be honest with you. It's hard to beat Bama outside of September.
Shit, Tennessee just did it.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, he didn't say it's impossible.
I said it's hard.
Nah, I know, but I'm just saying they just did it. I think they got one more loss in them, man. I really do in the SEC.
I hope it's the LSU.
Yeah, depending on who that loss is too.
I think it's tough.
They might still be in Atlanta, depending.
And like I said,
it's to the SEC West team. They
only have one game that's not versus. They got a crossover against.
They already played their crossover. They played Vanderbilt. And Tennessee was their two crossovers.
Well, yeah,
so everything else is West.
Yeah, they still got Auburn. They got to play. They got Ole Miss. They got LSU.
So what?
If Jayden played like he did last night, we beat Bama, dog. Our defense good enough.
I'm gonna pump my brakes.
My thing. We got Bama at home this year. I'm not holding my breath saying we can beat Bama or we gonna beat Bama, but we got them at home this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this win.
I say this before I say that LSU beating Bama, I'm gonna need to see our run defense get a lot better. Because if not, Jameer Gibbs is gonna run over us if we don't get our running.
I just forgot about this guy. My bad. I just totally forgot. Dang, bro. They always gonna have somebody.
Hey, Chris, you brought this up, and I put it on the graphic about with Hendon Hooker with the Heisman. Who are the Heisman favorites at this point?
C.J. Stroud.
Yep.
C.J. Stroud, Hendon Hooker.
Now I'm ask this.
Shador.
No, stop it.
So I'm gonna comment on that too. I know you joking. No, you can't put. No, he's now Bolitnikov. He may have put his name on that list, but no, he's not a Heisman. I'll say this about C.J. Stroud. My bad, y'all.
You fart?
No, background. C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud has been good numbers and stuff. But I don't think he has that. He didn't have Heisman moments yet, if you know what I mean. No, they played Notre Dame.
They did. Notre Dame
was terrible.
Yeah, now, but you know what I'm saying. But you gotta think about it. Joe Burrow Heisman moment was against Texas, 3rd and 17.
No, it was against Bama.
No, it was against Texas.
It was against Texas.
The first one was against Texas. 3rd and 17. That put him on the map. And I forgot C.J. Stroud with Notre Dame. I don't know if they play. I got to look at their schedule. I can't remember who they play. But Hooker, the reason why I'm saying Hooker has been more impressive because he's had LSU at LSU.
Yep.
He's had Pitt at Pitt.
Yep.
He just had Bama at home. He's had Florida. That was in Tennessee. He had Florida. So he's slowly building.
Still got to play
something.
Georgia.
It still got to play Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, CJ Stroud still got to play everybody. I mean, pretty much on their schedule. So he still got the Michigan game, Michigan State game, Penn State game. Like he got his own schedule.
But I think honestly, the only team that's really gonna give him a challenge is Michigan. Michigan State is not really that good this year. So is Penn State.
Michigan State booted.
Yeah.
Penn State ain't booted. Penn State was a top 10 team Saturday.
I said Michigan State.
No, did you see how bad Penn State got whooped this past weekend?
I understand that, but they was still a top 10 team.
No, Penn State. I don't think Penn State bad. I don't
think they're bad, but I don't think they can stick with Ohio State.
It ain't about sticking with them. It's about level of competition. And I mean, if you going off numbers, honestly, CJ Stroud pretty much neck for neck with Hendon Hooker numbers.
All right. So, Ryan says Hooker, Bryce, Stroud, and Ewers.
I don't put that ain't terrible. But
it ain't terrible. I don't. Bryce ain't up there for me.
Bryce done.
How Bryce not up there? Oh, because he missed. Yeah,
he missed some games.
No, not because Quinn Ewers missed games. It's just Bryce hadn't been that for me this year.
What if Blake Corum, the running back for Michigan, he on that list too. But we always talking about quarterbacks, so I think that's what it is.
That's true.
But hey, what if I told you that CJ Stroud got better numbers than Hendon Hooker?
Of course he does. They've been blowing out everybody.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. And this especially for you. If Hendon Hooker, this last stretch, finish the season undefeated, how can they not give him the Heisman?
I mean, it depends on what it's the Heisman isn't about who you beat. It's about your numbers. It's about your numbers.
I know that, but he's gonna have to put up some good numbers because that defense ain't that great. If they finish the season undefeated, he's gonna have some good numbers.
Yeah, I mean, so is Bryce, so is CJ Stroud.
Yeah, but I don't think the level of competition that he's playing. I think it could be a tight race.
But see, that's the thing. Like y'all saying the level of competition. Like he don't choose his schedule.
No, you're right.
So all he could do is put up numbers against the teams he plays.
I just think people respect him more. The voters will respect him more.
I disagree. I think they respect him more because CJ Stroud has done it for multiple years. Like 3 years straight, he's been doing this.
I mean, Hendon Hooker has too.
2 years, not 3 years straight.
Yeah,
okay.
but
CJ Stroud ain't in 3 years. This is his sophomore year.
Yeah,
this is his third year.
I thought last year was
last year was his first year.
No,
his first year being a starting.
His first year starting, yeah.
Okay.
Look,
so how has he done it for 3 years? This is his first year starting.
He done it for 2 years. That's my fault. Yeah.
Okay. So again, back to.
He had 44 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year, bro.
Okay, and so we know the media is based
and Hooker had what? I know he had 2 interceptions or 3 interceptions.
He had like 30-something and 3, 31 and 3 or something like that.
All right,
who has a better story? Hold on. Who has a better story?
It's not. What does that have to do with anything?
It
does, bro. It has.
That the politics of the Heisman.
Yeah.
And you also the politics of the Heisman. Like CJ Stroud could have won it last year, so they're gonna give it to him this year. Or like the politics of the Heisman, like you'll never see a 2-time winner anymore. Like
you're talking about Tennessee. You're talking about a Tennessee program who has been trash, who used to be a blue blood in football, and now they're back. If they finish the season undefeated, Hendon Hooker is getting the Heisman, bro.
I mean, there's a good chance, but I don't think it's 100% like y'all saying, bro.
I'm just looking at the remaining schedule. They got UT Martin, then they got Kentucky at home.
Yeah.
Then they go to Georgia. If he wins at Georgia and he has a game, he don't even have a great game. If he have a game like he had at LSU or anything remotely close to that, that's gonna put he gonna soar to the top.
Right. Hey, do their whole schedule, Pooh. Just look at their
I am. I'm okay.
I'm talking about the ones they played also.
Okay. All right. Ball State.
Yeah.
Pitt, Akron, Florida, LSU, Alabama.
Yeah.
UT Martin, Kentucky, Georgia, Mizzou, South Carolina, and then Vanderbilt. And then
ooh, that schedule gets dookie at the end.
All right, so this Ohio State schedule: Notre Dame, Arkansas State, Toledo, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Michigan State. They got Iowa, Penn State, Northwestern, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan.
Chris, go ahead and
Pretty
say
much
it.
the
Ain't
same thing.
nobody I'm scared of but Maryland and Michigan.
What?
Penn
Hold
State
on.
is the top. Penn State is a top 10 team. Well, they were
Not no
they
more.
were last weekend. Yeah, okay. They top what they ranked 16 right now.
That schedule does not.
The schedule is the exact same as theirs. Only difference is they got Georgia.
And Bama.
And Bama and LSU.
LSU wasn't ranked when they played us. I mean, we were ranked 25. We were ranked 25. That's the first time we were ranked all year.
all right,
Okay,
I'm
if you're
pulling.
gonna base it off when they played them. They played Notre Dame when they were a top 5 team.
All right, so here we go. They had Notre Dame,
Yeah, I'm
Arkansas
taking them.
State, Toledo, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Michigan State, Iowa, Penn State, Northwestern, Indiana, Maryland, and Michigan. I'm gonna be honest with you, and like even just the strength of the name, you got. We know Michigan State is not what they were, but you play who's on your schedule.
You can say that about LSU.
You're absolutely right. Penn State, like, okay, so looking at this, I Notre Dame first game of the season, it was a tough one. He looked impressive. Then you got Cupcake, Wisconsin.
Hold on one second.
You could say Wisconsin on par with Florida.
So who do you think has the hardest schedule? Tennessee or Ohio State?
Tennessee does. But that doesn't matter when you're talking about winning the Heisman.
But you just said that the schedule was the same. It's not.
It's
not. Tennessee is number 2 on strength of schedule. You got Alabama, you got Tennessee, Texas A&M, Arkansas, then Ohio State.
What's Ohio State rate in strength of schedule?
Ohio State strength of schedule is 7.
Okay, so 7 is, but it's not close.
Tennessee, hold on. The rating, Tennessee's rating is a 12.3. Ohio State is a 7.3 on the strength of schedule. It ain't even close.
Okay, Dane.
I don't know.
Okay, Dane.
I do think if Hendon Hooker wins out,
you like that, huh?
If he wins
out,
what?
I got him on this one. I got him. On this one.
You really don't. But okay.
I think if Hendon Hooker wins out, he's gonna be your Heisman. I personally think. I get what you're saying, Ant.
I'm still putting my money on CJ Stroud.
I got you on this.
It's at minus 140, by the way, for CJ Stroud. It's at plus 500 for Hendon Hooker right now.
What that tell you?
I don't know what that take. I don't know.
I mean, right now,
I don't know what the plus and minus.
CJ
Stroud is the favorite.
So we put money on Hooker. We're gonna win some money.
That means if he wins, he'll get it. But that means he's not really looked at as the favorite right now.
Like it. I'm gonna put 100 on that.
Yeah, that's it. Ohio State. All that plays a part in it, I think.
Exactly. Jason, great point. Would you rather play UGA or Penn State?
But I wouldn't put them on par together though. That's not fair. I would more put. Would you rather play UGA or Michigan?
Would you rather play Wisconsin or would you rather play Florida?
Florida.
It depends on, is that a home game or
you'd rather play Florida? My point exactly.
Hell yeah, I rather play Florida.
Wait. So you
I rather play Florida.
Wisconsin just fired their head coach.
And they shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have. That was. I think that was a dumb move. I think. And I think that's going. It's a race to, possibly get Matt Rule.
Oh, that's not happening.
Getting in that sweepstakes for that and bring him back up north.
Wisconsin, that'd be nasty.
Get him back up north. I mean, he was a Temple guy, right?
Who?
Matt Rule. If I'm not
He
mistaken.
went to Temple.
He went to Temple.
Then he went to Baylor.
Yeah.
He went to Temple just to get a coach, y'all. He ain't going back up there.
It says interesting from the producer. Interesting thought. What if Tennessee loses to Georgia and Bama beats UGA in the title? 3-1 loss to SEC teams. We talked about that on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Ain't gonna happen. Not as Clemson goes.
And so I agree, it won't talking point. Oh no, that we didn't talk about. Blake brought that up on his show. I don't think it. Yeah,
it's not happening. You're not getting 3 SEC teams in the playoffs. It's not.
Not with an undefeated Ohio State and undefeated Clemson.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't matter anyway. Even if they were 1 loss, they would put the 1 loss. The 1 loss over. You're not putting 3 SEC teams in.
They're not going to put 3 SEC teams in. 3 SEC teams probably would be deserving because they'd probably be the 3 best in the country, but they're not going to do it.
Right.
They're not doing it.
Man, hey, the Fox Sports channel will lose their mind. They go crazy.
Yeah.
That's not. I mean, you got USC. If USC don't lose another game, they getting in, bro. I don't like whether they deserve it or not. They getting in.
How they gonna get in over? We gonna have 2 teams in. How they gonna get in over undefeated?
I don't think you have.
I don't think it's guaranteed that you have 2 teams in.
Yeah, because if Alabama loses again,
I mean, you gonna have Ohio State, Clemson, and USC most likely in there for sure if they don't lose. Then you're gonna have 1 SEC team in, bro. Like that's the whole thing about USC is now that they pretty much got a spot back in the playoff. The Pac-12 pretty much got a spot.
All right, let's move on to the NFL real quick. Big game today was a couple, but the Saints versus the Bengals. The Saints actually,
because I didn't see it, I missed it.
No,
you ain't missing nothing.
The Saints actually came out. If I'm not mistaken, their first score was off a fumbled punt. Special teams fumble punt by the Bengals, and they got it at the 35 or something. They went in to score. What's the kid, the new guy from undrafted rookie
from Weber State?
Yeah,
Raheed
Shaheed, Abdul-Jabbar came in that thing, and he got a good run. He broke, and he put people on skates.
He fast.
Yeah, Saints jumped up big, quick.
Shout out to Andy Dalton, man. Well, look good.
No, the heck he did not.
I knew he was gonna do that.
I was waiting on it.
I've
been waiting on it.
He's not
I
bad.
thought it was gonna come from Chris, but then Chris said he didn't watch the game.
Bad,
so.
Well, he wasn't bad.
Bro,
Did
he's
you watch the
playing
game?
with practice players, bro.
You watched the game?
He's playing with every wide receiver he throws the ball to. They just required they got off the practice squad yesterday.
That's not
Traquan
Smith was never on the practice squad. Callaway hasn't been on the practice squad all season. So he had one guy that he threw to was on. He had one guy that he threw to. Hold on, Chris. He had one guy he threw to that was on the practice squad, and that was Keith Kirkwood.
And let me ask you a question. If Jarvis Landry plays, if Michael Thomas plays,
I don't know because he hasn't been good all year. He hasn't been good all
year. Hold on. And Daniel. If Jameis Winston plays with
those guys,
these guys, how does he do?
They lose.
I honestly, I
don't know. Jameis Winston was throwing to them guys all last year. That's the receiver Jameis Winston had all last season.
Yeah,
his O-line wasn't as bad either.
The O-line wasn't a problem today.
Look, let me ask y'all a question. Is the Saints in a rebuilding mode right now?
No,
they're not supposed to.
Yes,
they're not supposed to be.
They are. They may not realize it, but they are.
Were they in one last year?
Yes, they should have been.
This dude said Andy Dalton was good today. Boy, I tell you.
I'm joking. I'm being facetious. But like for real, the Saints right now, they are in rebuild mode. Like,
I don't think so.
They're not though.
Yes,
they coach this.
How they in rebuild mode?
Bro, you don't have the talent.
You do have the talent. You just hurt right now.
Man.
You missing 3 starting receivers, right? You're missing you're supposed to be starting left tackle.
Hey Rev, this is why we be at Daniel.
No, that's fine. I don't care what y'all say. The Saints aren't doing anything for the next 2 or 3 years. They are in rebuild mode.
Can I ask you a question? If the Saints were healthy, would they still not be doing anything for the next 2 or 3 years?
Bro, what happened the second game of the season? The third game of the season?
Well, the first game of the season, your quarterback broke 4 bones in his back. That's what happened the first game of the season. before the first game of the season, you lost your left tackle for half of the season.
And they haven't looked good all year.
Because you didn't have your entire team healthy all year, Daniel.
So let me ask you a question. If you do have your entire team healthy all year, with Pete Carmichael and your head coach as the head coach, you ain't doing nothing still.
You can't. I mean, you don't know that. You don't know that for a fact, but I mean, you can. That could be your point, sure.
Thank you, Glenn. The Saints are old. Whenever you have to rely on Mark Ingram, whenever Chris Davenport hasn't done anything, whenever
who is Chris Davenport?
Oh, whatever Davenport. I can't think of it.
Davenport isn't having a bad season. What are you talking about?
Marcus Davenport.
Marcus Davenport. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Ain't he like third, fourth year in the thing?
He's not even having a bad season though. So
I
don't even know what
season.
Hey, I just heard something today. Do y'all know that I think they were saying Andy Dalton is the oldest player on the roster, Saints roster.
I'm about to say Chris Davenport.
Hey, Chris Davenport play for LSU.
Yeah, this dude just making up names. But the Saints aren't in rebuild mode. They actually were in win now mode. That's why they went and got some of these veteran guys like Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May, Jarvis Landry, and stuff like that. It's because they're trying to win now. The exact opposite of a rebuild.
But you're getting guys, but hold on, and I get you went got those guys, but you're getting guys that are on the back end of their career.
Because you're trying to get veterans to help you win now. That's what win now mode is. That's the exact opposite of a rebuild. If you were a rebuild, you would have went for younger guys who need time to develop.
And just because they go get that doesn't mean that they're not in rebuild mode.
They not.
Well, no.
Daniel,
I think you're saying it wrong. I think if you were in rebuild mode, you wouldn't go after those guys.
Right.
Hold on. But
they need to be.
Daniel,
that's my point. They're not in a rebuild. They might need to be, but they're not.
Okay. Who rebuilds with old people?
Exactly, bro. You don't rebuild with old people.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What you should say is, should the Saints be in a rebuild? Not are the Saints in a rebuild? Should they be? Yes, they should be, but they're not.
Okay. Thank you. They should be. Whenever you have to rely on Mark Ingram, whenever you have to rely,
you just don't like Mark Ingram, but.
Mark Ingram.
Why they relying on Mark Ingram? Kamara.
They're not relying on Mark Ingram. They have Alvin Kamara, but
Mark Ingram literally he had 9 carries for 46 yards.
This entire season.
Alvin Kamara rushed for 100 yards last Sunday, bro.
You need to trade Alvin Kamara. Trade Alvin Kamara and go get your quarterback.
All right, hit that drop, Pooh.
What?
Right. Start now, Saints.
Nobody's gonna give you a quarterback for a running.
The views and
you go get a
expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast. As
I will get rid of Kamara for one of them quarterbacks they got.
So you tell me this: who is gonna give you a first round pick for Alvin Kamara?
Nobody.
Is he not a top 5 running back in the league?
I answer my question without asking a question. Bruh. Who is gonna give you a first round pick for Alvin Kamara?
Bro, you can put a package together and you can get a 20 pick. You can get a pick between 15 and 20.
Once again, you tell me who's gonna trade a first round pick for Alvin Kamara.
I can't believe you said trade Alvin Kamara.
I mean, I'm just asking. Tell me who's gonna trade the first round pick for Alvin Kamara.
Nobody. But if they would, I'd do it.
So y'all don't think
if that was possible, I'd get rid of Alvin Kamara so fast to get CJ Stroud or your boy from Bama or Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker not probably going in the first round. Huh? Nothing.
Hendon Hooker going in the first round, bro.
Nah, I don't know, Chris. I think he could be gimmicky.
I mean,
I ain't gonna say he's gimmicky.
Well, he runs a gimmick offense for one, and for two, he's 25 years old for one.
Yeah. I ain't never say trade Kamara for Mahomes. I said trade Kamara for some draft picks. Calm down.
I mean, I would rather trade him for Mahomes, but
yeah,
he ain't lying.
I trade Mahomes too.
At least I know Kansas City.
At least I know what I'm getting with Mahomes.
Yeah, you don't know what you get with Kamara.
Or them rookies either.
Chris Olave turned out good though, but I wouldn't have gave up all the draft picks.
I'm talking about rookie quarterback. You don't know what you're getting out of a rookie quarterback?
Nah, you don't know. So Henry Hooker might make it to where the Saints get drafted.
Yes, I think that's very likely.
I think this whoever put this next question in there, put it in there a little. They spoke a little too early.
Jaguars legit.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
So somebody can see.
That was
It's
me.
in the
Jaguar,
topic.
but I
That's
mean,
in our questions, bro. That's in our.
It's our topics, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can't look. Nah, I get what Chris. He can't look at the thing.
Yeah. All right. So
St. Afternoon. Y'all sleep. That's funny.
Jaguars legit. I do think that the Jaguars, that Doug Peterson is doing a good job with them.
He's a great coach.
They are competitive this year.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike they had them last year.
They had a good quarterback.
Unfortunately, they had Mr. Grabby, and yeah. What you talking about?
This man said Cam Rising for quarterback. Mm-mm.
Who is that?
That's Utah.
YouTube quarterback. Yeah, no, I'm good on that.
Give me.
I was about to get us canceled so fast. I'm glad I ain't say that.
Hey, if you're gonna go after a Pac-12 quarterback, Bo Nixon will be coming out this year.
Anyway,
well, that Taysom Hill quarterback.
If you want a Pac-12 quarterback, you just need to wait a year for Caleb Williams. How about that?
Yeah,
that's true.
Thanks for Williams.
You got MLB on here. Was that that was a mistake, huh?
No, it's not. Why would it be a mistake? Why would it be a mistake?
Because you know they don't know about anything but football. You know,
I know.
That's not true. I like basketball too and soccer.
I like basketball.
You don't like no soccer.
That boy said soccer.
I do like
not like soccer.
Man, y'all tripping.
What team Neymar on? All right, then let's keep moving, bro.
Next question.
Man, I don't even know why you tried that dude, bro.
I thought he got traded.
No, he didn't.
Oh. Hey, I don't know how long y'all been watching us out there, but when Daniel be lying and making up stuff, he have a certain look.
He do this.
Oh, bro.
Oh snap! I'm trying to look up something. The producer said the Yankees are winning right now.
Nah, I thought they won already.
I got a good question for y'all at the end of the show.
Oh yeah, they did win. It's over with now. Yeah.
What?
So the Yankees going to Game 5.
We could skip this baseball segment. That'll be perfectly fine with me, dog.
See?
Nah, we're gonna talk about it. Hey, so NFL recap though. To finish off, the really good game. The 325 game.
Yeah,
Bills and Chiefs. Excellent game. Came down to the end. It showed that Buffalo learned from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they played that.
How they learned from last year? Did they win a playoff game? Was that a playoff game?
Here we go, Chris.
Chris.
Too much dip on your chip.
Chris, are we in the playoffs yet?
Too much dip on your chip. Josh Allen outplayed Mahomes.
Chris, answer the question.
Josh Allen outplayed Mahomes. You might want to be quiet, bro.
He probably didn't even watch the game.
He probably didn't.
Did you watch the game?
No, he was in Mississippi.
Exactly. How you gonna sit here and say that? You didn't even watch the game. Josh Allen hurdled 3 guys at one time. It was crazy.
He outplayed Mahomes,
bro. They did not beat them in the AFC Championship game. It don't matter.
We talking about this,
Chris.
Buffalo.
Chris. Loud and wrong.
How?
Because I said.
You gotta be objective.
Okay, you learn. You literally They knew they took off the tendencies that they did last year, and when they scored, to go up, and Kansas City got the ball back, they basically put I don't know if you call it a spy, because I think it was just the coverage they were running,
like a robber type.
Yeah, and they blitz, or not blitz. They put pressure on one side, got him Mahomes' face, and as soon as he got open to throw it, the robber snuck underneath and picked it off to seal the game.
Yeah.
I will say that I think they learned from their mistakes because they added Von Miller to the defense because they knew they wasn't getting enough pressure. And to your point, Chris, I mean, would you rather them have lost this game to prove all they did what they had to do to win. And true enough, they haven't beat him in the playoffs, but this is the first chance they got to see him since the playoffs, and they won. They did what they were supposed to do. So I can't take nothing away from Buffalo. Josh Allen looked like the better quarterback today.
Put Perp question up there. He said, hashtag ask Golden Boot. Are they missing Hill? Yes.
I don't think so.
I think they are.
But
I think
is Josh Allen receiving core better than Patrick Mahomes?
Well, then if that's the case, then Josh Allen, then Mahomes had better weapons every year except last year, Chris.
So they're both great quarterbacks. I'm not gonna take nothing from either one of them. Both of them.
Quit trying to do mental gymnastics to make Mahomes the better player, Chris. Just stop. But Josh Allen was better today. That's it. Point blank. Period.
I gotta see the stats, man.
No, you watch the game. You don't got.
You gotta see stats. Okay, I'll tell you. Mahomes was 25 of 40 for 338 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Josh Allen, 27 of 40, 329, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks.
He was and if you include their rushing, it ain't really even close.
Rushing, Josh Allen, 12 carries, 32 yards. Patrick Mahomes, 4 carries, 21 yards.
He rushed better, less carries.
No, if you include all of their yardage, Chris, it's not close. Stop it, bro. You're doing the mental gymnastics. He rushed better, okay, but he didn't play better.
It just seemed like to me,
he didn't play better.
It seemed like to me you just biased because early this season or early on the episode,
that's exactly
when we was talking about it, you said Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He the number one. It ain't nobody close. And I told you, well, Josh Allen. And you was like, but who beat who? And I was like, well, but still, Josh Allen.
Well, you sound like Mr. Plum Daddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh Allen.
No. I was trying to sound hungry. I am hungry. I
don't think. But back to per question. I don't think that they missing Tyreek Hill as much as people think they are.
They filling in. I think with
Juju and
Juju,
Valdez,
Juju Valdez, and it's another one. Sky Moore is another one.
I don't think that it's they missing him. It just don't. The offense obviously gonna look different, so they're not as explosive, but they still as productive. I think their defense is a lot worse than it was last year, and I think that's part of the problem.
I think how they stretch the field is different, Perp, if that makes sense to you.
It just don't look the same, but they still as productive.
Yeah. All right. I know you wanted to skip this, Ant, but
we gotta talk about the Dodgers. Mr. Perk been asking about it.
No, we don't. I'm gonna talk about them. Just wait till my auto call.
Braves and Dodgers both eliminated.
Well, hold on. No, it ain't just us. Hold up, bro. If you're gonna put everybody in there, the Mariners got eliminated too.
When they got eliminated today?
Yeah,
yesterday. Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, they did. They made the playoffs for the first time in a long time. Braves, Dodgers, Mariners. Who else? I know Yankees, and then Yankees are on the. They just won today to force a game 5.
Did y'all watch them games?
I watched
games.
The baseball game. I watched some of them. I watched the Braves get whooped.
Hey,
unfortunately, I did. The Dodgers are what?
Hey, the producer.
Dodgers what?
Bro, in my lifetime, I ain't never heard about
Dodgers people.
You never heard what, Chris?
About the Dodgers being good in my lifetime.
Well, that's because
they just won a championship like 2020, 2021.
Ain't that the team that cheated?
No,
that was
cheated against.
Astros.
They cheated against 2 teams. Cheated against the Dodgers. That show you how much you know about baseball, dang. Just stop while you ahead. Just stop while you ahead.
And Barry Bonds used to play for the Dodgers, I think, too.
No, he's just making those stuff now. He's just making those stuff trying to be funny. Trying to be funny and just funny looking. Boy, I tell you.
I'm trying to drive Ed just mad.
It's not working.
All right. So
not really.
We waiting on the Yankees to go ahead
and
lose tomorrow, so we can go ahead and move on with the championship series for the AL and
that don't sound right to me. Yeah.
Anyway, Chris.
Yeah.
All right.
I like to hear that. Bing!
Sound like a dinner bell.
No, it's not. Hey, it sounds like the microwave.
hey, yeah, I've been seeing them commercials. You think it's a Taco Bell? A Taco Bell. Boing. All right.
Oh, man,
NBA starts this week.
Hey, Golden State, baby.
Let's go Pels, baby.
No, Dan, you is not a Pelicans fan. No, sir.
How you gonna sit here and tell me I ain't a Pels fan?
Because if I recall correctly, after the draft, you was an OKC fan.
Wait,
he
what?
said he was just happy with what OKC did.
Yeah, he ain't no Pelicans fan, bro.
I never said I was an OKC fan.
And they thought they
You're not a Pelicans fan, dog.
The guy they drafted ain't playing this year.
Cause you know how I know you ain't a Pelicans fan? One too many Zion fat jokes.
I was just about you mad because I said Zion like cheeseburgers.
Ain't
exactly right.
Make me a Pels fan.
Zion is not hurt. He's okay. But yeah, you're not a Pelicans fan, Daniel. Now I'm gatekeeping that.
Gosh. Oh my God! Just because I said that he likes cheese.
Because didn't know Pelicans fans make fun of Zion. So I don't know.
Everybody made fun of Zion.
No, they didn't.
I'm
Pelicans
not
fans.
a Pelicans fan. I tell you
we know that, Chris. We know that.
Hey, let's go.
Y'all can have.
You can find another team to rock for. Now you ain't rock for us.
They keep the Pels.
Because you wasn't there with us whenever everybody was making fun of Zion. You was in there making fun of Zion. Now you trying to come on this side and be like, oh, I'm a fan. Nah, dog.
You can't be a Pels fan, bro. Come with me. Come join the winning team. We're going to win the chip over here. We don't get in the pack and stay there.
Now, actually, Pooh, if you was going to try to make that comparison, it'd be Eddie Robinson. But
hey, all right. So let me ask y'all a question. NBA starts this week, right? When do y'all actually start caring about the NBA?
Christmas.
Hey, for the Pels, right now. They won.
Who the Pels play first game, Daniel?
I gotta look at the schedule.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point, dog.
Hey, who they play for the second game of the season, Ant?
The first game is what matters, right?
Nah, come on. Since you know everything about the
I don't know everything, but I know the first game of the week is Brooklyn Wednesday. You tell me who they play.
Why are you looking at their schedule?
I'm not looking at their schedule. I don't have to.
Xavier in the comments said, who is Run TMC since you're a Warriors fan?
He don't know.
Hey, I was a Warriors fan when they drafted Curry. I don't know.
Exactly. He's not that old, Xavier. He don't know about it.
Dang, Brian Bellis said he killed after the trade deadline. That's like February.
Yeah.
I do pay a lot more.
That's true. That's almost time for the playoffs in basketball by that time.
Yeah, a lot of people do though. But I like to watch it during Christmas. That's when I really get excited about it.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you, I watch the games on Christmas Day. I honestly don't really start keeping up with the NBA until like Mardi Gras, after Mardi Gras.
Yeah, that's
usually by then. That's usually after the Super Bowl and all that stuff. And
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. The NBA championship be carrying us in June, and May and June. It be carrying the heck out of us.
The problem is the NBA should move their schedule and start their season on Christmas Day, and then you won't have 2 weeks of your season in football season. That's another story for another day.
Yeah, I actually like it.
Yep.
All right, quick. Well, Deontay Wilder.
Quick work. First round knockout.
I saw something said. Chris, you are a hater, like extreme hater.
What did he say?
He said he ain't beat who he's supposed to beat.
Well, Chris, nobody has beat that dude, so
he's probably the closest to do it. He the only person that would knock him down.
That boy
more than once.
Yeah, that boy.
So because he ain't beat the best boxer in the world, he ain't good.
I ain't say that.
I ain't saying I like Deontay Wilder. I won't be happy until he beat boy. That's what I want.
He ain't gonna never get a chance.
That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So that don't make what he did Saturday any less impressive because he lost to Fury.
Right. Look, I'll tell you like this too. What was more impressive about the first round TKO was the post-game interview.
No, it wasn't no TKO. That was a straight knockout.
Yeah, knockout.
That dude. Somebody said that dude got hit in a different dimension
to knock him out. He just
said that
hey,
dude.
Go watch the post interview. That was awesome, bro.
He said that dude was in the multiverse. He got hit so hard.
Y'all wrong for that.
Hey, dude was. I'm talking about his eyes was just all kind of.
Look,
he was in REM sleep.
The thing about
every time you come on the show, we go over the time we're supposed to be on
here.
Chris, every time you come on the show, we go over the time.
Right. Hey, the thing about Wilder is
which is not often. No,
with it, bro.
All right.
Hey, the thing about Wilder is he can punch anybody. He can outpunch anybody as far as power. I don't like the fact that he's not so technical. Like that's my only knock against him, bro.
He started boxing too late.
Yeah. Did he play for Alabama or something like that?
No, he's from Tuscaloosa.
Oh, okay.
He didn't start boxing. He didn't start boxing until he was like 17, 18, something like that. So
damn, how early they start?
Some of these babies.
10?
Yeah. 6 years old.
Yeah. Devin Haney also got a unanimous decision. He was doing it. He was putting in work. I thought he was finna.
He went to Australia. He went to Australia, whooped old boy over there. I thought he was finna knock him out too. Honestly, it looked like he started playing with him towards the end.
Bro, you really got to sit down and just watch boxing to be able to just talk about it. You really got to know what you're talking about.
I love boxing, bro.
Yeah, boxing is it's a acquired taste. Watching boxing is just like drinking beer. If the first time you do it, it's gonna be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's an acquired taste.
It's like watching football, but you're not paying attention just to who's scoring. You're watching it because you're watching the schemes and you're watching the other things. It's like watching the game within the game.
It's like watching soccer. You watch it for the science of it, so to speak.
Right. Correct. Yep.
Chris, you said you ain't watching soccer.
Soccer's entertaining, bro.
If you gotta know what you're watching it for. You don't watch it for the scoring, or you watch it for like I say, the science of it, the beauty of it, so to speak.
And them people love it, man. And them
they do be kind of nice when they score and they celebrate.
Most popular sport in the world,
easily.
Y'all want to table this last question for Thursday?
Yeah, we can push it back.
We'll table that one. All right, let's move on to that time.
Let's get it.
Here we go. All right, who want to start us off?
Daniel, go first.
All right.
What up, Chris? Hey. So I want to bring Arik Gilbert, the Georgia football team, to the front of the altar. Go ahead and play that video. We're gonna play this video without sound, but what you see right here, if you're watching, is the Georgia team celebrating with Arik Gilbert after he scored his first touchdown of the season. And the reason why we're saying, look, I ain't no Georgia fan, but the reason why we're celebrating Arik Gilbert. If you know anything about his story, he's been through a lot. And, he's had some issues. And for him to come back and his team to celebrate with him, I think that's awesome. And I just want to say I'm rooting for Arik Gilbert, and I hope that he does become the player everybody thinks he can, and that he just bounces back and bounces back. So shout out to Arik and shout out to the Georgia football team embracing that kid, and Kirby giving him a second chance. So,
all right, who next?
I'll go next. Yeah, Pooh, go ahead and play my video for me, bud. Now, I'm gonna call Devontae Adams to the altar for his senseless pushing of a defenseless cameraman. The guy is working. He didn't try to walk in front of you. You just deliberately push him like he's nothing just because you play football and you make millions. You feel like you can come out here and just push anybody who you want to. You push the little cameraman that probably went to private school. Push a public school guy like me or whoever else on here. Push somebody that's going to do something back to you. You can't just push people because you lost a game, bro. You play a child's game. Kids play this on Saturday. And you pushing people that's out here really trying to work and doing their job. That pissed me off, dude. I didn't like that. I liked you as a receiver. I thought you was the best route runner in the NFL. I'll never say that again. I hope they'll suspend you for the rest of the year. That's how I feel. That's all I got.
All right. I'll go next.
I'll let you go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Dave Roberts. Come on down to the. As a matter of fact, you just pack your stuff and go home. That's where you need to go. You got to go, bro. I am play my video, Pooh. That's what I'm tired of looking at. I'm tired of looking at Doc Rivers, the baseball coach. That's exactly what we got right now in LA. There's been 5 times since 2013 that the Dodgers have finished with over 100 wins in baseball. That's like winning 50 games in the NBA. And what do we got to show for it, Dave? What do we got to show for it? Nothing. The one time you won the World Series was in the COVID year. Cool. You did what you were supposed to do. You made it to the World Series twice and got cheated. Cool. But how many times you lost in the first round of playoffs, Dave? How many times you had the better team and lost, Dave? Last year in Atlanta, this year against the Padres? We tired of it. You need to go. You can't coach. You made terrible managerial decisions. You kept Kershaw in too long. You took Bellinger out last night for no reason. We tired of you. You could take that one little ship that you gave us and go home with it, bro.
Ooh. All right. Why is it okay? That was mighty
tired
angry.
of it, dog.
All right. LSU fans, I need y'all to come on down, holler at me. Title of this episode is Crow is served. All season we kept hearing Jaden can't make intermediate throws. He can't make short throws. All he does is run. Okay. Opening game against Florida State, he's making intermediate throws. He makes some throws downfield. And he puts you in the game by running. He keeps you in the game by running. Then you move on to the next game. He only runs 3 times and he just throws the ball. And we still find a reason to complain. Move to the next game. Uses his legs, makes throws. You still find a reason to complain. He's not making throws downfield. He doesn't get Kayshawn in the game. So on and so on and so on. We had the Auburn game. It was ugly. We won. We were 4-1. Question was asked, if he gives you those passing numbers that you want and we lose, would you be happy? Well, we found out against Tennessee and you weren't. Still complain. People still calling for his job. This past Saturday, he came out and showed you exactly why. And here's the reason. Now, there is reason to be skeptical. The plays hadn't been there. The explosive hadn't been there. The explosive plays. But let me break this down to you like this. In 2018, we had a transfer quarterback coming to the scene. He got there a couple days before summer practice. Didn't even know some of the wide receivers' names by game 1. Numbers didn't look good, but we were winning. And that went on, so on and so on and so on until about the Arkansas game when Joe Burrow started knowing other than number 2, he knew him as Jefferson. Or it wasn't just, hey, 1, it was Chase. Or hey, 6, it's Marshall. Or hey, 19, it's Dylan. He started knowing his wide receivers. He started bonding with these guys. They actually had timing down. And then from there, it continued on. Well, Jaden got here in March. Went through spring, but Kayshawn didn't go through spring with him because Kayshawn was still recovering from an injury. But he had good rapport with neighbors and some of the other wide receivers who he took with him to California and worked out with. Shoot, actually, all the quarterbacks worked out with the wide receivers and started building a rapport with them. We've gotten to a point now where Daniel, you silly. We got to a point now where Jaden and the wide receivers are clicking. They know each other. The timing is down. The trust is there. It's building. This offense is clicking. It takes time. You can't just Rome wasn't built of the day. We live in a microwave society where everybody think it's supposed to happen like that with a press of a button. It doesn't. It doesn't. This stuff takes time. We're there now. Enjoy the ride. I hope you like your crow. Sauteed, grilled, buttered up, fried, whatever. But hey, we here now.
Boy, your altar call longer than the show.
It was a lot to say. I've been holding it in. It's been a long time.
Hey, what is that? Hey, look, I like my crow medium rare. All right, I'm
gonna eat my crow because I wanted to see this. I wanted to see Jaden do this.
Chris, we've been wanting to see your neck, but we believe it was there.
Can I trade my play to Crow for a new manager?
Hey, you know what's funny? Chris said, "Why don't you push somebody who didn't go to private school?" How you know they didn't went to private school?
Hey, what manager you talking about, bro?
I'm talking about the baseball manager. He just talked about it. His whole altar call.
Oh, you talking about the Dodgers manager?
Yes.
Lord have mercy, Chris. Lord have mercy.
Bro, how much do a manager have to do with baseball, really?
That's the whole coach.
How much does a coach have to do with football, Chris?
I don't think a manager means that much.
But you know what? That is a good question. What all do they have to do?
They make pitching changes. They decide when to pull the pitcher out, when to keep the pitcher in. You don't think that matters at all, Chris?
Wait, is being a baseball manager the easiest head coaching job?
Yeah.
Out of the big sports?
Probably. I can pick whoever I want to pitch.
What?
I'm asking a question.
You can't
I am ignorant to the sport.
So Chris, okay, first of all, not only do you have to know when to pull the pitcher, you also have to know who you have in your bullpen, what guy to pitch against the other guy. They can't pitch every day. They got days rest that they gotta have and all that kind of stuff. You don't know how long the game gonna go, so you gotta make sure you don't use all your pitches up too soon. You gotta know, oh, this is a left-handed batter, this is a right-handed batter. I need a left-handed or a right-handed on. Like, what?
I can do that.
Man, I feel like that ain't hard.
I can do that.
Bruh. I feel like it's a hard job.
Okay, bro. I feel like coaching football ain't a hard job. I mean, you got to do
Andrew.
You got to do who call the plays on offense, and you got to do who call plays on defense. So you're really just there.
No, it ain't true.
Oh, okay. So the same applies for baseball.
Hey, Carl,
don't get mad at me because your team got put out today. All right.
I'm not mad at y'all for that. I'm mad because y'all don't know what y'all talking about, and y'all saying this shit easy.
Carl Dunn got his own altar call. He said Dennis Allen needs to come to the front. Hey.
Oh, they would have been going for you, Pooh.
Hey, Chris, you want to know how I know coaching the Warriors is the easiest job?
Yeah, because they got the best player in the world.
No, because Luke Walton went like 40-1 and then went to Sacramento and couldn't even win 40 games in a season.
Hey, Mike Brown actually led them. Did he lead them through like a playoff series without Steve Kerr?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now Luke Walton got a head coaching job just off when Steve Kerr hurt his back and had surgery. Then didn't win 40 games in a season. Yeah, stop that, bro.
You know what? Our next show, we're gonna come up with why baseball is not the greatest sport in the world.
Who said it was?
Xavier. It is not the greatest sport.
Man, football is
not even played on more than one continent.
I'm talking about America. Is it?
That man said the world.
I think soccer got it.
Soccer is probably the most popular sport in the world.
Football.
But I don't think it's better than baseball.
Baseball is. All right, can we go home? All right.
Yeah, y'all getting on my nerves and y'all sound real slow. But hey,
I'm trying to get delusional.
We'll be back on Wednesday with HBCU Hour, and then we'll be back on Thursday as well. Give y'all a quick preview of Ole Miss. I don't know if we got nobody coming on, but we'll see. But like that, we out. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.
Golden